Let's be honest for a second. That dream you have, the one where you're walking out onto a professional pitch, floodlights blazing, the crowd roaring your name, it's dying. And you are the one killing it. One lazy morning, one skipped session, one more excuse at a time. It all starts with one simple, brutal truth you need to hear. At the rate you're going, you will not make it pro, because the game has changed. In 2025 and beyond, football demands a different kind of animal, a different level of obsession. The gap between the players who live the life and the players who just talk about it has become a chasm. And if your habits still mirror the average player, then you are choosing to be on the wrong side of it. But what if you could change that? What if you could rewire your entire approach, starting today? This video is your wake-up call. By the time this is over, the excuses will be gone. You will understand the precise, actionable blueprint that separates the forgotten 99% from the unforgettable 1%. Before we dissect that blueprint, do one thing for yourself right now. Hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications. This isn't just about watching another video. It's about making a pact with yourself. It's a declaration that you are done with mediocrity. You are joining a community of warriors dedicated to rewriting their story. Make that commitment now, because the work starts in 3, 2, 1. First, we must painfully and honestly diagnose the disease of the average player. Let's paint a picture. See if it looks familiar. His day begins not with the sun, but with the blue light of his phone screen, hours after the world has already started turning. Noon. He wakes up, his first action not to hydrate or fuel his body, but to scroll. He sees a motivational edit of his favorite player. He double taps it, and for a fleeting moment, he feels a spark. He tells himself, "That's going to be me." An hour passes, then 2. The guilt finally creeps in. I should probably train today. He rolls out of bed, grabs a ball that's collected a thin layer of dust, and wanders to the local park. His training is a highlight reel of inefficiency. A few lazy juggles to feel the touch. A couple of uninspired passes against a wall, with no pressure, no urgency. Then comes the main event, taking 100 random shots at an empty net. Imagining a game-winning goal, feeling like a hero in a movie, only he is watching. He checks his phone between sets, replies to a few messages, scrolls some more. After 45 minutes, he calls it a day. He walks home, drenched in a light sweat, and convinces himself, "I put in the work today." This is the grand deception. This player says he wants it more than anything, but his actions scream that he wants comfort more. He wants entertainment more. He wants validation more. He lives in a world of unstructured effort, hollow gestures, and constant self-deception, and then has the audacity to wonder why his dream feels so far away. He's not training, he's playing. He's not building, he's pretending. Now let's step into a different reality. The reality of the 1%, the new generation of footballing elite. Their day starts in the quiet darkness before dawn. The alarm isn't an enemy, it's an opportunity. The first thought isn't about their phone. It's about fueling the machine. A glass of water. A carefully prepared, nutrient-dense breakfast. Their body is a temple, and they are its most devoted worshipper. When they step onto the training pitch, there is no wasted motion, no ambiguity. Their session for the day isn't a vague idea. It is a detailed, written-out plan, designed with surgical precision to attack their weaknesses and sharpen their strengths. Every single drill, every repetition, is executed with blistering match-level intensity. They aren't just kicking a ball, they are engraving patterns into their muscle memory. Their lungs burn, their legs ache, but they don't stop when they're tired. They stop when the work is done, They stop when they have measurably, undeniably improved. And their obsession doesn't end when they leave the pitch. They go home and they study. They're not just watching football for fun. They are deconstructing it. They analyze player movements, tactical shifts, and defensive structures. Football isn't a part of their schedule. It is their schedule. It is their life's work. They are completely and utterly consumed by the game, not just for the potential glory or the money, but because the alternative, the thought of looking back in 10 years with a heart full of regret, wondering what if, is a fate worse than death. They get ahead not because they were born with more talent or because they caught a lucky break. They get ahead because while everyone else was fitting football into their life, they built their entire life around football. So how do you bridge this gap? How do you transform from the pretender to the contender? It's not about finding some secret magical drill. The secret is painfully simple, and it lies in 3 non-negotiable habits that you must adopt as your religion. First, train with full, unrelenting match intensity. Most players treat training like a dress rehearsal. They jog when they should be sprinting. Their touches are casual. Their passes are soft. They avoid the hard runs, the physical contact, the breathless exhaustion. Then on match day, the speed of the game shocks them. The pressure overwhelms them and they crumble. They wonder why they can't keep up. It's because they never demanded it of themselves in the first place. The elite do the opposite. They make their training environment more chaotic, more demanding, and more difficult than any match they will ever play. Every sprint is a race against a ghost defender. Every pass is crisp, driven, and aimed at a precise target. Every shot is taken with the weight of a final minute decider. They are forging their skills in fire, so that when they step into the heat of a real match, it feels cool and controlled. You must make your training your battlefield. If you are not gasping for air, if you are not pushing past your comfort zone, if you are not ending your sessions utterly spent, then you are not training. You are just practicing losing. Second, study the game. Like an obsessed scholar, believing that improvement only happens on the grass is the single biggest mistake a modern player can make. Football is a game of chess played at 100 miles per hour. It's a physical contest, but it's won in the mind. The smartest players, the ones who dictate the tempo and see the game 3 steps ahead, are relentless students. They don't just watch matches, they dissect them. They don't follow the ball, they watch the players off the ball. How do they create space? How do they position their bodies before the pass even arrives? How do they scan the field in that split second to make the optimal decision? Football IQ is the great equalizer. It is the weapon that allows a technically sound, intelligent player to neutralize someone who is bigger, faster, and stronger. Your physical training builds the engine, but your study of the game provides the steering wheel and the map. If you are not actively working to increase your football intelligence by watching, analyzing, and questioning everything, you are willingly choosing to play the game with a blindfold on. And third, the habit that separates the boys from the men. Stay consistent, no matter what. This is the graveyard of aspiring footballers. Motivation is a fleeting, unreliable emotion. Everyone can train hard for a day after watching a motivational video. Everyone can eat clean for a week. Everyone can feel inspired for a month. But can you do it when the motivation fades? Can you drag yourself out of bed to train on that cold, dark, rainy morning when your bed feels so warm? Can you say no to your friends when they're going out because you have a session planned? Can you stick to your diet when you're surrounded by junk food? The players who make it to the top are not always the most naturally gifted, but they are, without exception, the most consistent. They are masters of the mundane. Day after day, Week after week, month after month, they just show up. They do the unglamorous, repetitive, boring work that no one sees, that no one claps for. And that daily deposit of effort, compounded over years, is what creates the unstoppable force you see on match day. Success in football isn't a single event. It's the sum total of 1,000 disciplined choices. Here's the cold, hard truth. Most players hearing this right now will do absolutely nothing. They will nod their head, feel that familiar spark of motivation, and maybe even promise themselves that tomorrow is the day. And then tomorrow will come, and they will go right back to their old habits, their old excuses, their old comfortable life of quiet desperation. Because that is what the average player does. And that is why they will remain average. Football doesn't care about your potential. It doesn't listen to your excuses. It doesn't care about your bad luck or your good intentions. Football only rewards one thing: relentless, undeniable, consistent action. Right now, in this moment, a choice is being presented to you. You can continue down the path you've been on, the path of the 99%, paved with "I'll start tomorrows" and "what ifs." Or you can make a decision. Not just a promise, but a binding contract with your future self. To commit, to embrace the pain, the sacrifice, and the obsession required to become the 1%. Every single day you waste, someone else is outworking you. Someone else is watching this exact same video, and they're not waiting for the ending. They've already paused it. They're already lacing up their boots. They're already heading out the door while you're still thinking about it. The difference between you and them isn't talent. It's a choice, made in this very instant. Are you a person who consumes motivation, or are you a person who turns it into action? The world isn't waiting for you, and neither is your dream. The gap is widening with every second you hesitate. The question is no longer what to do. You know what to do. The only question left is, will you? Now close this video and go to work.